All right, it seems like we are live in most of the streaming platforms, so welcome. Today is Father's Day special, and I'm clothed, I'm dressed for the occasion here. We have a baby and my wife in the house, and actually, it's the Father's Day in back in Brazil. So here we're just going on the same flow, and it's a Sunday morning special. So I don't know how many people are gonna be up for the task of working in a rig builder problem at this point. But anyways, we're here. It's the time that I have of the day, and better do a little bit than not do it at all, right? So let's get started on it. And if you're a father all around the world, happy Father's Day for you, even if it's not Father's Day in your particular point in the globe. It's a very happy day for me at least. So say hi to Bob here as usual. Hello, Bob. How are you doing? Spinning infinitely. I hope one day you get to be almost real boy. All right, and the comment section is here in case you want to speak or say something or ask any questions. Feel free to interact here. And we have a few updates before we get started here on the actual development. I'm going to show some of the modifications that I made offline. So this is the new RigBuilder interface here with a few differences. I've just made it like a small design update, let's say, because this section here where we could see the tasks or the actions, uh, it was way too small of a font for us to just keep track of whatever we were doing. Even for me here in front of the computer, it was too small. So now by having the font size a little bigger, we're going to be able to see better on the stream and on the monitor here. So these changes were made, and also another change that was made here is when we click it, now we can see the doc string of each one of these functions. So now if we have any questions about like import rig template, what is it about? Now we can see here on the import rig template that it's being printed import rig template doc string, and it's responsible for importing the template's skeleton joints into the scene. And this is going to be happening in each one of them. You can see that also not all of them has doc strings. So I was actually thinking of having this doc strings uh, like having like a help tab here, maybe on the side where this, or on the bottom that where this would be showing up, and we can read it right away, not having the having to have the script editor open for us to check what is it that it's doing. But on the other hand, it makes the UI itself a lot smaller, and it prints the yeah, it just saves us space, and we get the information anyways. If you don't want to look at it, we can just not look at it. And by the way, I need to do the thumbnail here. So I'll put the UI close to Bob here, and I'll just be like, ah, well, I am suffering today on the thumbnail just for the sake of, it's a Sunday and we need to get this done with, and it's going to take such a long time. All right, so we are on this stage of the rig. I have last time we were working on a way of placing these joints, and it was working pretty good. So first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to go back here, check the tasks that we had listed. Also, I'm going to change the settings here and turn it into a 20, the font size to 20, so that we can actually see what we're working on here. And yeah, second thing I want to do is also add the doc strings to the function so that we don't get lost. So we already have this one, for example, which was a hard one to describe. At least live, it was getting hard to describe for me. And blend shape add targets also has no doc string, so we should be adding that so that in the future we don't lose track of what's going on and why we're working on this thing. So what this does is we can see here that we have the connect blend shape controls, and it has the doc string here, so we know what it is about. And we have add blend shape targets. So this will be done once we have the blend shape FBX in the scene, or it's not even the blend shape FBX. It's just the when we rebuild the rig, it brings in the Maya file that we already structured with the blend shape targets, and then it connects this blend shape targets to the main head geo, which is this guy here, the head model geo, right? So it is going to then create the blend shape node with all the targets like this guy here. So it has all the targets here. So that's what this function is doing. And it's just an utility function, and it's not going to be used in the future probably, at least in this same project. It's more of a setup function, and it's not necessarily going to be exactly the same on the next rig that we work on. But anyways, it's something that we did, and so we need to describe it. So I'm just gonna go and say with what add blend shape targets from imported my mb file with let's keep the file. Let's say geometry mb file, and I'll place here also function or action or method created specifically for Bob project. Please check out uh, hierarchy. What am I doing wrong? Hierarchy structure on Bob blend shape template geo file. Boom, that's it. That's our description. And now if we reload this, we should get this description here. So add blend shape target. So now we can see that this is being shown here, right? Add blend shape targets from imported geometry MB file, method created specifically for Bob project. Please check out hierarchy structure on Bob blend shape template geo file. That's pretty straightforward. And now let's keep going on these descriptions, because we have most of the create new scene is pretty straightforward as well. Create new empty Maya scene. This one is responsible for creating the rig group hierarchy in the scene. And I think I can shorten this by eliminating like that responsible. Of course, it is responsible for something, otherwise it wouldn't be there. So creates the rig group hierarchy in the scene. Dot. Okay. And we could even have like the structure here, but I'm not gonna place it now. Add top group attributes. I'm going to do, it's not ready yet. It's under construction, this one, but I'm just gonna add it. So it's going to be Add visibility attributes. Oh my god. To top group node. So far, it's just my idea is just to have visibility. Imports the template skeleton joint into the scene. But it's not just the skeleton template at this point. Anything in the template. Import template files. I'm just gonna say template files here. Template Maya files into the scene. Import template geo. Well, yeah, there is a difference though. It's rig template, so it gotta be. Maybe I'm wrong here. Then imports template template geometry file Maya files into the scene from template geo folder. Sorry guys. In and break a line here in project folder. From template geo and project folder and project folder. Okay, not very outstandingly descriptive. Maybe it's the other one's the same thing. So it's redundant now, maybe because we already know what this does, but it's good for the future to have a description in each one of these guys. And we should be improving the description as we go, right? The most listen to me, the worst thing we can have is a code from anyone that, so if you need to edit this code or if you need to change something and you get there and there's no descriptions at all, or there's no comments or anything that can guide you into understanding what is going on in the code. So if you're doing any sort of code, please try to comment and describe. Oh, sometimes the name of the function and the thing, like the actions that it executes, it's pretty straightforward. But sometimes it's not, and you cannot count that anyone is going to understand. And if you have pure descriptive comment, it's going to help anyone watching your trying to understand what you're doing. All right, so we'll keep moving here. So set up modules. And yeah, these are all standard functions. This one has a good description. This one has a good description as well. Hey, Omesh, welcome, man. I hope you're having a good Sunday. So Omesh here, our friend, usually participates here. Glad to see you on this Sunday morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. Already is afternoon. All right, so there we go. It is working. So there's more stuff that I would like to do, but at the moment it's good enough for us to keep moving. And we have a sort of a redesigned UI for the RigBuilder here, and it is working with a bunch of new features. We have when we are executing it, it is going to be printing how much time it is spending for each one of the methods here. And I may be thinking of a rebranding of this product as a whole. Maybe having a name for this rig builder so that we can create like a a website or something. But I'm gonna be talking about this in the future. So I'm actually saying that Sunday's done almost. It's 11:20 p.m. there. That's great, man. That's almost the end of Sunday. So get ready for Monday. And yeah, here it's just getting started. Since you are in the future, let me know how was the Sunday so that I can get prepared for it. There's Carlos Bahaza saying, "Are you using Qt in the UI?" Yes, I am using Qt on the UI. The UI is entirely on Qt. Yes. So yeah, as I said, the now the font size is bigger. I've added a little branding here for my a branding of my own, and yeah, just to try to look a little more professional, just so that we and also on the stream a color that pops up in front of the monitor so that everybody can see and know what I'm talking about. And yeah, so let's keep moving here. Uh, what we have in the screen right now of the rig is a rig that's, as you can see, not mirrored. So yeah, so I'm actually saying that the Sunday was amazing, or that was good. Hope you have an amazing one as well. Yeah, let's hope for that. We're gonna have some barbecue here for Father's Day, so I hope it's good. Well, the weather's not amazing, but at least we got to stick together. All right, so you can see that the skeleton is not mirrored, and also I decided to go with the shorter version of the skeleton for this one because I'm not gonna need the entire skeleton for this project. I don't know if I like if I have the entire skeleton, I'm inevitably going to be trying to rig the entire skeleton, or at least the joint skeleton. So I know I'm going to end up spending more time on stuff that maybe I don't need for now. What I need for now is to focus on getting the head done, and that might, although it can probably bring me new problems in the future if I need to add the entire skeleton. I'll probably have to rethink how to reconnect these modules, but it's fine. I guess I will have to do that anyways. But at least with a smaller version of the rig, I can focus on what I need instead of just having so many things going on. So yeah, that being said, let's keep moving. So I am going to let's go and so I have to create a function to mirror this joints. So first of all, I'm going to grab a new browser here. And I know that Maya has, so it's Maya Python mirror. I have even searched for it before already. So we have this mirror joints here, and this is just a Boolean, right? So it's mirror XY or mirror. So what I need is X. It's going to mirror from plus X to minus X, right? So what is this mirror XYZ? Mirror selected mirror skeleton from the selected joint about XY plane in the world space. So it's a plane on on the XY. No, that doesn't make sense to me. YZ is a yeah, it's actually yeah, I think it's YZ, right? Because it is mirroring on this plane. So it's Y and Z. So mirror behavior. The mirror behavior flag is used to specify that when performing the mirror, the joint orientation axis should be mirrored such that equal rotations on the original mirror joint will place the skeleton in a mirrored position. Yeah, so this is actually an interesting behavior that we might want on the skeleton mirror, but we also can have something like a flag that can set that into the correct thing. So search replace. After performing the mirror, rename the new joints by searching the name for the first specified. Okay, so string. Yeah, that's a good thing as well. So it's a pretty well resolved thing. I don't think I need to write anything custom for this. I'm just going to use that. So it's going to be an utility function. Right now we already have a brand new utility section here so that we don't need to add this into our build. So this is the utility section. I have already a few utilities here. So I have import all shapes here as well, distribute joints between selections. So I have already a few other functions, and I'm going to add a new method here. Let me see, load curve selection, utility math up. So I'm just going to add it here, define mirror skeleton joints. So for now, I'm going to pass. First thing I'm going to check is, so you probably can listen to my wife and my baby just doing random stuff. So that's life in a Sunday morning family house. So what I'm going to do is, I know that I've created this load selection function here. Where is the load selection? Yeah, basically here. So load curve selection. So I think I want to have like a general load selection here. So also I'm going to do then load. It could be like main load selection. And the reason why we may want this is because we have a curve selection here, but it could be like self dot low list select or selection list equals none, and this is always a list. And then I'm going to call load list selection or selection list. So what I this function here, selection list equals nc dot ls sl or selection equals true. So the reason why I'm doing like load selection list is because I think we would need one selection that is a list and the other that is just a string, for example. And or yeah, if you want to select just one single thing, I don't know if that's going to be useful. I guess I could just deal with a list. I'll just keep a list for now. If I have the necessity for like a single item selection, I will keep working on that. But what I would do is have this then in the top of like load selection list. I'll just have this assigned to the top of the list here, so that we have this as one of the first. So register build method, and then we're gonna have it come on, as being actually the load selection list. And then we're gonna add this into the pre-build utils, and then it is going to be the self dot load selection list. Okay, so we should have the list, and then now I can work on mirroring the joints. So if self dot load selection list, then I can execute some action, and if not, or else, I'm just gonna say print. Let's just say no, so no items selected. No item list loaded. So I'm also just gonna do like format, and I'm going to add the load or self dot mirror selection joints, and I'm gonna call name. It's actually silly, to be honest. I don't need this. Doesn't matter. I can just add the name here. So like mirror skeleton joints. All right. So instead of having joints here, I don't like to use plurals because I believe that you can just have like mirror selected joint list that will give us a better understanding of what we're talking about. So it's going to mirror a joint list. So this is straightforward, clear on the naming of the method. So I could actually have like a skeleton tools. I might need that. But let's write the function first. So it's going to be like mc dot mirror joints. Is that it? Mirror joint. I think you can take a list. I'm not 100% sure. So right now it's going to be so the self dot load selection list, and then it's going to be mirror what? Mirror y. I believe it's yz. Mirror yz equals true, and we also need the mirror behavior. It's true. So I'm actually going to drop this thing like this so that it's easy to see all the flags that we have available. And search and replace. So that's a hard one. It would be interesting. Search replace was true. It's a hard one because I need to know upfront what are the, yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with unknowns here right now. So I'm not sure. I think it's going to be just left and right for now. But if this changes, I'll have, this is like hard coded, and we shouldn't have I don't know, left and right. You know, left and right hard coded there. I don't think it's going to be healthy in the future, but it's fine. So we can change that, right? So self dot register build method, and then it's going to be like load or mirror joint list select mirror joint list. And that's going to be, so Omesh is saying GTG need to wake up what's GTG? I'm out of the slang there. GTG, wake up early morning tomorrow since it's Monday. Have a good Sunday. Yeah, man, you have a good one. Enjoy your night of sleep and get started with full throttle tomorrow. And we'll see soon, I'm sure. Have a good one, man. What am I actually saying? Oh, good to go. Yeah. Gotta go. Yeah. Totally understand, man. You have a good night. Rebuild utils. Writing it right. Okay. So self dot mirror skeleton join list. All right. I think we got it, so we can actually test it. I'm gonna save a version of this because we never know. This is the setup. If I ruin anything right now, at least I have one step back to go without losing every single thing that was done. So yeah, how's it going? Bob here is spinning as usual, doing his usual surprise face, and we're just waiting for it to save here, and it's done. So let me close this. Open. Hutrude is back in the house. Nice, man. Welcome back. Yeah, today's it's Father's Day special. So in Brazil, it's Father's Day. So I'm with festive T-shirt here. Welcome. All right. So load selection is here. Mirror joint list is here as well. So let's test with these two guys here. I'm just going to select this one and this one. The file is already saved if we do some stupid thing. So it's finished. The process is working. Load selection is working. And let's mirror this, see how it goes. It broke right away. Why is that? Type object. Okay, so I obviously did something wrong. And I believe is that it doesn't work with the list. So let's try then with the loop. So for joint in self dot load selection list. One more. I'm just going to have this inside of the list. Sorry. Oh, that might be one of the reasons. This is not. No, no, no. Selection list. Let me try once again. I believe I did something wrong here. So just to make sure, we were obviously not with the correct thing. Information being parsed to the. Yeah, but it's breaking anyways. Way more. So Hutrude is cheering here with us. Yay! Awesome. All right, so I did get the selection list. Also, what I'm gonna do is just have like a print of the selection list as well, just to make sure that we have the correct thing. So that selection list, so that when I run this, I know that I'm actually having the correct items here. So it is getting clavicle joint and clavicle end joint here. So that's the correct thing. But even if I do it, it still doesn't mirror it. So I would believe then that let's just try the thing with the list. Let's see if it changes anything. Then instead of this, oh, I have another mistake here. Okay, so this is what it is. Selection list. Now we got it. Okay. So for sure now we have the list selected here, and maybe we can mirror it, but it's breaking anyways. But now it's a different error, at least too many objects or values, so it's not a list that it's expecting. What it's expecting is an actual item. So okay, no problem. Now we get back here and we just add it with a loop. And instead of the list, we this is also not the case. So self dot selection list, and then we're gonna add the joint here, and that should then give us what we're looking after. So I am going to load these two selections. It's loaded, and now I should be able to, oh, or at least, yeah, boom. So it created again. Okay, not exactly optimal. Hmm. What did it do? So this one is it's a correct one for sure, but why did it mirror so weird? I think it's based on the hierarchy, right? But at least the plane is correct. So so maybe then the selection must be just this one guy here, and then we can mirror it, and it should be in the correct position. But it is just keeping the, so what? Then we should just have one side, and then I do the mirror. So let's try that. Let's delete this, and that should be the way then. Boom. But then what then if I need to, like, doesn't it, does it have like an option where it deletes it already? Yeah, okay, anyways. It's going to be like this for now. I don't mind. So let me grab also another function here that I think it's going to be useful from my, okay, PyCharm's a little frozen right now. Wild things, how's it going? How's Sunday going for you? It's Father's Day in Brazil, so this is a proud moment for me today. Just a few minutes here working and back into family mode. All right, so I'm gonna get a function. I'm gonna try. I know that in my old utils, I might have what I'm looking for, which is place, or let's see, center. Find center. It's a good one already. Find center v1. Vertex selection average. I think this is the most optimal one. Yeah, so the way I would do this function then now, I think, so we have all these options. This one I think is the most optimal one. It's like using the least amount of lines. It still needs some fixing with the eye there, but anyways, so it places, gives us the average of a vertex selection. Oh yeah, so who true the same? Yeah, who true? You're Brazilian as well, right? So yeah, it's a proud moment for all Brazilian fathers, indeed, indeed. So I'm also going to add here another function, which another utility function, which is the uh, place insert and center of vertex selection or vertex list, right? Because the selection is going to be done on the other method that pass. So what I'm gonna do then is just let me add this. Let me remove this name in here, and let's keep going here. So we have the selection that is already done. Instead of using the CMDS here, I'm just going to add a self dot selection list. Also, I need to create the gate and say like if selection list self dot selection list exists, it's going to calculate this. Otherwise, it's just not going to do this. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing. And it doesn't need to necessarily return anything because we're not using it. So what I need though is to do a mc.xform dot or self dot selection list 0. So the first item, it's going to be in world. It's going to be in world space. And it's going to be true. And it's going to be then translation. It's going to be true as well. Or the translation is then the coordinate average here. So this should make us able to place something in the middle of a vertex selection, and we don't need this. All right, so this is all like some helper functions for us to, so self dot register build method. So to replace and place this selection in middle. It's not the best name, probably not even close. I'm just trying to think of how to use it. Utils, rebuild, utils, and then the function is self dot mirror. I don't know. Place and center vertex list. So let's test that. Let's see how it works. So we are able to mirror that, but what I want to check right now is, so for example, we need the selection of both of these guys here. So this eye here, as you can see, it's pretty high density of pixels. It's like way too much. I will have to deal with that soon, but right now we're just going to test this. So actually what I need is this joint here to be selected first, and then I'm going to load the selection list. And then what I should have is, let me, yeah, we can see the center of the, so let me just find a vertex. Let's say that this is the center. Maybe this is the center here. I'm not 100% sure. Seems like one of the two is the center. Let's say this just for the sake of testing. And then place joint in the middle, and we didn't get it. Why? CMDS is not defined. Okay, I did the mistake. So it's not CMDS, it's just MC here. MC, nothing else crashing, so we should be able to do it now. So we run it again. Then on the utils, I just select this guy, load selection, and then I come to this guy. We should have the selection of the vertex already. And then I'm going to just place in the middle of the selection, and it did crash again. Come on. Non-type object is not iterable. Why? So I'm doing it wrong, apparently. So what was my idea here? What do I need to select first? So it's going to be, I think I'm doing it on the opposite way. So let me load this selection list and then load this joint and then hold this joint and place selection in the middle. It didn't really move though. It shouldn't be that hard to do this operation. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so I am doing what I was thinking I was doing, so it's fine. Yeah, so this is not this. I don't need to exform the selection list. I need to exform this the mc.ls selection equals true, and this is the first selection only. All right, so now we should have it, but I'm pretty sure I have, yeah, I pinched one of the, I've sent one of the vertex to the center here. So we need that to be back into the place. Now we should be able to do it again. So first of all, I need the vertex selection, and then I'm going to load the selection here. And now I select the joint and I do place in the middle, and that should be it. Nice, it works. Not too complex. And it's just a way to place things in the center of a vertex selection. And now I can technically delete this. It's going to be left eye joint. My center joint. I don't know, maybe that's the name. And then the ear as well. So we should be able to then select these two joints here, load the selection and mirror joint list. Boom. Nice, we're getting faster here. Great, it feels good. Yay! Neném. Isso. All right, it seems like we're getting something here. It's not perfect. So the next thing would be to have this would be to have our joints oriented. We need to have this in a way that, so right now the orientation is kind of all over the place. The gimbal or the object orientation, it needs to be in a different orientation. For this one here is not particularly awful. It's actually more or less what we would expect of this joint in particular. But I believe we would be better off by having it pointing into the other, like into our children here. And also these guys here, they are in world position basically. So that when it turns, it's not. Yeah, so this guy here doesn't turn. Yeah, I don't know if it's better to be like this, to be honest. It might be. So we need to orient some of the joints, but not necessarily all the joints, but that's a beginning. So another way we can pose this, don't forget to hydrate. Yeah, true. Bam. Here we go, man. Hydrated. True is collaborating with my hydration here. All right, so I'm going to get here the template geo. I guess the joint is there as well. For our template geo. And I guess I could take advantage of our jaw here that should be more or less in the correct position. It is right in front of the ear canal there. And we should be able to then say like, yeah, I can actually just load the selections and go from there. So let's say this, because I can see the exact match on the other side. So I just want to find the center of these two guys here. Nice. So I can then load the selection and I can go to, I can go to this guy here, and that should then be able to place selection in the middle. Bam. So that's in the middle of that selection that we made. And I can see that there's some value on the x-axis that I don't want for now. And then should be able to have something like this guy, and I'm just going to load the selection and place this guy there. Again, I have some value on the x-axis. All right, we have a little bit of a discussion going on. Baby wants something. All right, so we have the skeleton roughly placed here. Next thing I would say is to actually export this guy. So we are getting close to 1 hour of streaming right now, so I'm not gonna be able to stay too much today. But this is some interesting progress today. I'm placing the joints. I'm checking. So we actually have the skeleton roughly placed on the position that we need. These guys here, they're not going to be affecting too much of the results that we need. So as long as they work in acceptable way, I believe we have something. And then we're gonna start to actually work on the rigging of like the system here. So let me just export this guy, export selection, and this is going to go into our actual system. System. It's on the rig, skeleton, and this is going to be our first skeleton. Joint, skeleton, joint, MB. All right, so that is saved and then it should be ready to be imported. I don't know if it's importing at the moment. Need to check but I believe it is. These are the utilities. Let me check the actual actions here. So setup rig groups is good. Add top groups, import rig template, import template geo, import model geo. Yeah, but I need to import the actual rig. So I don't know if it's going to be in the rig template or if it's going to be. I don't know if I see a reason for that. I think I'll have to have like an import skeleton joints. But like since it's I should I'm kind of adding an import. So import rig template, import template geo. So this should be all in the imports. Like this, we should have one tab with imports. Because either, yeah, I think it's interesting to have the ability to choose what do, because if I don't want to import the rig template, I can just turn it off and that's going to work. So that should be an interesting feature to have. Yeah, let's do that then. Let's create a new parent here. So I'm just going to do define import rig build items. So that then is going to be a process. Oh, I don't actually need this item. I just need to register a parent section here. So this is set up. I'm just organizing here right now. So I'm going to have like a self dot register build methods. Eu já estou terminando aqui. And then it's going to be import rig items. And then we're going to have just it parented to the root. So actually the self dot top level item. And then this guy's here, instead of the top level item, is just going to be parented. Hello, guys. So we had a small baby accident here. She fell with her head on the floor. That's a call for me to go. Let me just add this into the correct thing here. So it's going to be the import read items. Yeah, she's okay. She just fell and hit her head lightly, but still, I need to go and give some attention to the family. It's time. It's getting to 1 hour on a Sunday, and yeah, but it's good. All right, so we should have that then being loaded here. Hopefully, it's going to be a little less clustered. Yeah, so it's good because we can see all the imports here, and we can add more imports here without like it's extending the length of this too much, and we can just come here and turn off if necessary. So that's kind of an improvement here. And yeah, I'm going to have to add. So this is a function that's repeating over and over the import section. Like it's mostly the same action, and I'm having to do this every time. So this is probably something that I'm going to just optimize on the next stream by adding a function that just does that for whatever files we have. It's basically querying like what's the name of the template geo here directory and importing everything from there. So I should be able to have just a function that imports everything on that file, and that's it, instead of having over and over the same thing here. And we're just gonna have be declaring which is the folder that we need to be importing from, and then the same action is going to be executed. If we need some custom thing, I'm gonna do this in the future. But yeah, I gotta take some care of actually be a parent right now, like a dad, and go enjoy my Father's Day with the baby. And yeah, that was a quick one. We got into 1 hour, but it was good enough to get some stuff done, some new stuff out of the way. We have the new RigBuilder UI. We have now two new functions that are placing the joints. So just a recap, right? So on the RigBuilder there, we have a new design for the UI. We have larger font size. Also have some divisions between the items. We have now the ability to check the doc string when we click on the method. So we always are able to check what it should be able to do and how to do it. And we also have new functions to just place the joints here, mirror the joints, some utilities basically. And we are then progressing into continuing into our RigBuilder, and hopefully we are going to get more progress as the days come on this following week. And now I gotta take some trash out and take care of baby. So you guys have a good day, and I'll see you during the week. Bye bye. Hutrude, thanks for stopping by, man.